What's unusual about your body? My hair started losing its color when I was 10 years old. I used to be brunette. My hair has been completely silver and white since my 20s. My grandaunt's hair was said to be so black that it had a blue shimmer to it in the sun. Until she was 17, then it turned snow white. That sounds like she was destined to save the 5 kingdoms or something. Magical. I was born with 1 kidney, but my 1 kidney is the size of 2 combined. So I have 1 super kidney, adult knee. Thank you, this made me laugh so hard and it's so stupid too. The only compliment I've had on my looks was that I have unusually attractive knees. I didn't know bees could use Reddit. Send knees. I'm a medical mystery in that I got a salmonella infection and a cyst on my spleen, and to this day no one knows how it possibly got there. Somebody stabbed you with raw chicken and it formed a cyst. That's my theory and I'm sticking to it. Nah, it was a casualty of war for attacking the Cuckoos in Kakariko village. I sneeze when really hungry. I didn't think I would find anyone else that does this. Everyone I told thought that I was fucking insane. Oh, my sister does this. She starts sneezing. Her husband makes her a sandwich, otherwise she turns evil. Kind of an early warning system. Small hole at the base of my spine just before my asshole. To clarify, I'm not talking about the actual asshole. Itself, I'm talking about a small hole an inch above it. I have something similar. Mine bleeds occasionally. How lovely. When I was born, none of my organs were in the places they should be. Had 5 surgeries after birth to get everything moved around and put to right places. Luckily, no issues since. Organs sort. How was this found out? Every time they breathed, they farted. It was like a wind tunnel. I'm an RN working the knock shift on my dinner break. Thank you for the much-needed laugh. I did almost aspirate my pizza. Worth it. I have a rare condition in which my large intestine is smashed over to one side of my torso, and my small intestines are smashed over to the other side. The only reason we discovered it is that one day, they decided to physically switch places, causing extreme pain. They have switched places a total of 4 times in my life. It's really painful and kinda gross hearing your goopy bits flop around inside of you. The second half of this sounds straight out of a body horror alien movie. My torso is longer than it should be in comparison to my legs. Like, my legs stopped growing before my upper body did or something. I knew a guy who was the opposite. When he was sitting at a table, he seemed regular height, as in he had an average torso length. But when he stood up, he was like 6'6" or something. It was all in his legs. Just like me. I'm taller than most women, but when I sit down, I'm shorter than most women. One of my BIL is 194 centimeters, and the other BIL is 185 centimeters, but their torsos are the same size. I can't burp. Been like this all my life. Beer is a nightmare, though, just bloats me. Have an endoscopy done, you may have a hernia in your esophagus. Bless you. I had the same issue up until about a month ago when I hiccuped really hard and it made me burp sort of like a recoil. That event must have subconsciously unlocked my ability to burp, and now I burp uncontrollably to the point where it almost makes me throw up sometimes. Now I just want to go back to before I could burp. Fun fact, the part of your throat that allows you to burp is among your last parts to develop, so this is common in premature babies. After typing this, I realize I just heard or read it somewhere. I have no idea if it's true. Well, I am an achondroplastic dwarf, so let's see. I'm 4'0" tall at 29 years old, male. I have disproportionately short limbs compared to my torso. I can barely put my hands in my trouser pockets because they are so short. I also need to get all my trousers cropped. 3 4-length trousers can also work as full length for me. I have what is called trident hand configuration. Basically, my hands naturally split into the Vulcan hand sign, like 3 prongs. It's a common way to identify achondroplasia in the womb and how I was diagnosed. I did have bowed legs. I needed to have my legs broken and straightened when I was a kid. That was fun. Can't fully straighten my arms. Even when fully extended, they are slightly bent. Also can't raise them much beyond my shoulder. Super handy when you're 4 fucking feet tall and everything is out of reach. Absolutely stellar. I have monolids despite being a white AF Scottish guy in a family with no monolids. That and frontal bossing and a depressed nasal bridge is the package dwarf face deal when it comes to achondroplasia. Guarantees that you'll always get random strangers approaching you going, "Aren't you that guy from Time Bandits?" Despite the fact that you were born in 1994. There's more stuff, but I could be here all day. Live long and prosper, brother. You have definitely not won the gene lottery, but you have a way with words. Laughed way too hard reading the sarcastic remarks. My circumcision was fucked up, so my dick looked like the Demogorgon. I agree. I feel for you, but the Demogorgon comment made me chuckle. What are you agreeing with, bruh? He said his dick is fucked up. One of my balls hangs lower than the other 2. Oh, that's norm. Wait a second. Wait a third. In my 60s and I don't have gray hair. It's mousy brown, so when people insist I dyed it, I tell them I wouldn't pay money for such a dull color. You lucky dog. I'm the opposite. I just turned 20 not too long ago, and I have a growing streak of gray hair right down the middle. I have 2 uvulas. Oh god, I need sleep. I read this as 2 vulvas. You're not alone, my friend. The heart inside of me isn't mine, and that I was on life support that caused nerve damage in my leg so I don't get goosebumps on my left thigh. My stomach is 1/10 the size it should be. I'm a cheap date because I can get drunk off nothing and it's nearly impossible for me to overdrink. I can pick up a tennis ball with only the toes of one foot. I'm sure you can have a huge OnlyFan following with this talent. I got some conjoined toes. They usually separate them. Why didn't your parents do it when you were a baby? Honestly, not sure. I'm also tongue-tied Elmao. My superpower is that I don't get hangovers. Neither do I. Unless I drink, then I do. I used to have hangovers. I still do, but I used to too.